In my quest to be more positive about Assassin's Creed, I've been revisiting the older games, not only to go back and relearn what I had learned to love previously, but to find new things to go in and love about those games. So today, as you can probably already tell, we're going to be talking about Assassin's Creed 2. Now, remember, if you do enjoy today's video, remember to leave it a nice, thick, and juicy like. And as always, if you enjoy this type of content, you want more like it, then make sure you hit that big red sexy subscribe button right underneath the video. Also, gotta thank my channel members. You guys help make these videos possible. Thank you so very much. If you want to join and get access to the exclusive perks that they get, then make sure you check out the link in the description or hit the blue join button. Anyway, let's begin.
It is a good life we lead, brother.
At best, may it never change.
And may it never change us.
The first thing you have to talk about is the gameplay aspect of AC2. AC2 expanded upon AC1's gameplay with the introduction of social blending. You see, social blending is sometimes confused with social stealth, and social stealth is kind of the broader form of being a part of the crowd, doing things in very low profile senses, being able to not stand out in a general aspect. This can be sitting on the bench, this can be talking with people, this could be hiding in a bush, any number of things where you're simply even just walking down the street. That is all social stealth. Social blending is the act of actually blending within a crowd of people. And you can do this by walking up and into crowds of 3 or more people, and you automatically just blend with them, and guards will not detect you. You'll just be a part of the crowd. It's a very simple yet very effective aspect of this game that opens up a plethora of opportunities as an assassin as you go around hunting down various targets, or even simply just taking out guards or trying to get into certain rooms that are locked off. In this way, we also have to discuss the world design and just the things that you can do within the world. You see, one of the other notable aspects of this series is, of course, its parkour. And in order to take advantage of a quality parkour system, which of course AC2 has, as it retains 99% of the moves from the original Assassin's Creed, minus the vault, but that's, F in the chat for vaulting. But it retains a lot of the basic moves: side ejects, back ejects, going up, down, sideways, backwards, wherever you need to go. And it even adds being able to do the climb leap. So we lose the vault, but we get the climb leap. And honestly, once you get the climb leap, you can just spam the hell out of it. It is such a useful tool when trying to get through areas that before you would not have been able to get through. Some of those higher reaches that looks like it's just out of Ezio's reach. It's a very useful tool. But the world itself is designed wonderfully to facilitate this movement system. Each city offers a unique set of challenges and obstacles in order to overcome within this movement system. Take, for example, San Gimignano has very high towers. You're going to want to climb very high and yet be very careful, as you're up very high, as any kind of misstep will ultimately lead to immediate death. But that is unless you can get a pretty lucky ledge grab on the way down, but obviously that's pretty situational when you're up that high. And then of course you have Venice, which has water everywhere. So if you fall down, you pretty much blow your cover and fall into the water. There's no just falling down, getting back up and keeping running. You're in the water, very hard to catch up to a target that you may potentially be chasing. It's a very cool aspect of this game and something that I really enjoy. And I gotta say, of all the cities, Florence is the best, probably in the entire series. It is designed beautifully, and it's a great place if you just want to take some time to really practice with the movement system and really get better at it. Then I highly recommend just going to Florence and just playing around with it. It's something that I adore about this game, is you can always get better with the movement system, and going to a place like Florence and being able to practice just going around and discovering all these new routes around the city and all the different things that you can do, and all the new routes that were seemingly invisible now open up, and you see the entire map in a completely different way than you might have before. It's a beautiful aspect of this game, and something that I never really appreciated about the first 4 games in the series until very, very recently. Again, if you get the chance to just simply boot up Assassin's Creed 2, even the original Brotherhood or Revelations, just go and play around with the parkour, see what you can pull off. It might get you addicted to it. It's a fantastic system with a ton of depth. So, highly recommend that. Now, we can't talk about Assassin's Creed 2 and not talk about the story. The story in this game is far more upfront and far more in the focus than it was in the original game, and that's something that I can't praise enough. We get introduced to the absolute best character in the entire series and a fantastic supporting cast with Ezio and the group of people that he's going to meet along the way, be it villains, be it other assassins that we really don't know are assassins until the very end. Well, you kind of know, but you don't know with all of them. Anyway, they all help Ezio in Ezio's journey from young, brash, angry kid out for revenge to a much wiser, older assassin is such a wonderful journey to go along and to watch him grow. You see, the theme of time is this huge thing in Assassin's Creed 2, and I'm going to go a little bit more in depth on that when we discuss the ending, but the way that we see Ezio go from this...
If we...
Enough of your nonsense, Grullo!
Buonasera, Vienna. We were just talking about you. I'm surprised to see you here. I thought the Pazzi hired others to do their dirty work.
It's your family that cries for guards when there's trouble, Cotardo. Afraid to handle things yourself?
Your sister seemed quite satisfied with the handling I gave her earlier.
To this...
Silenzio! Silenzio! 22 years ago, I stood where I stand now and watched my loved ones die, betrayed by those I had called friends. Vengeance clouded my mind. Would have consumed me, were it not for the wisdom of a few strangers, who taught me to look past my instincts. They never preached answers, but guided me to learn from myself. We don't need anyone to tell us what to do. Not Savonarola, not the Medici. We are free to follow our own path. There are those who will take that freedom from us. Too many of you gladly give it. But it is our ability to choose whatever you think is true that makes us human. There is no book or teacher to give you the answers, to show you the path. Choose your own way. Do not follow me or anyone else.
It's a beautiful journey to watch, and the game itself isn't afraid to take its time in telling this long story that takes place over, a few decades. Like, it's a really large portion of Ezio's life that we see, and it's only natural that we see him grow that much in that amount of time. I mean, just the journey, the things that he was able to learn, the people he's able to meet, the things he was able to discover within that time is a really rare thing. Most games, if they do take place over a decent amount of time, it's usually a couple of years or so. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 took place, if you kind of look into the hints and clues that they give, it really only took place over about a year or so, maybe. Granted, things were moving a little bit more fast-paced when you're on the run like that, but most games don't take place over decades. They just don't. It's just not something that happens. Typically, you take sequels to tell a story like that, but AC2 took the most important moments of Ezio's life, the places where he learned the most, took out targets at certain points, discovered certain things, and put them at the front and center and made that the story. And it is incredible, the things that you can do in this game, the things that you experience, and the things that you get to witness Ezio go through. He's one of my favorite characters in all of gaming, and he is my absolute favorite character in Assassin's Creed. It's not very often you get to see a character from their literal birth to their literal death. That's quite the journey you get with one character. So, and I gotta say, the supporting cast is fantastic. You have a mix of historical figures as well as, of course, fictional figures that all play a role. And like Ezio said, they never preached answers, they only showed him the way, and he decided his own path along that way. It's fantastic story. Again, highly recommend playing it just for that. But let's talk about the ending. Talk about the subtlety of the sci-fi elements within the game and how much I really appreciate that aspect of Assassin's Creed 2. You see, just like Assassin's Creed 1, the apple is at the center of the story. It's a very important, rare, and powerful object within the game and within the universe. It has the power to control minds. And as you go through, there's this kind of mix of the sci-fi through the animus and some of the coded things like the truth sequences that you can go through and uncover the secrets of history in this really, really cool way through these really, really cool puzzles that kind of give you insight into the truth about not only the world in terms of man's history, from, the Sumerians on until, of course, the current time, all the way back to the time of the Isu and Adam and Eve and their escape. And you slowly uncover this journey of Adam and Eve as they escape from their enslavement and help to free the other humans who are enslaved by the apple. It uncovers that mystery a little bit, but you're still not really sure what you're looking at, what it means, what is going on exactly. That is until the very end. At the very end, you're in the vault, you fight Rodrigo. Rodrigo's telling you how he thinks God is inside and how the power of the staff is enough to overcome God and take his power. Well, things don't really go as planned for our boy Rodrigo, and he gets whooped. It's a good old-fashioned whooping, and he doesn't get to go in the vault and take God's power. But Ezio goes in just to see what's going on. And it's a very mysterious area. You can definitely tell you're not in Florence anymore. Well, you're in Rome. So you're not in Rome anymore. You're somewhere different. And then this mysterious figure pops up. And we don't know it's Minerva, but it's Minerva just for the sake of making this easy to describe. And she starts telling us things about what happened at the end for her people, the ones who came before, what happened, what they need to do, how they're running out of time. And Ezio has all these questions, and Minerva's just like, shut up, I'm speaking through you to Desmond. Ezio's mind is blown. He's this superstar. He's a human who's accomplished so much and is basically kind of a celebrity, if I'm being honest. I mean, it genuinely is within the game, within kind of the universe in a kind of way. I mean, he's definitely put up there as someone being considered a great human, but in this grand aspect of things, he is minimized to someone who's only there to deliver a message. Despite all of his accomplishments, he's simply the messenger. And this hits at one of the other central themes of Assassin's Creed, the idea of being a human, a person. There is no divine heritage. There's no divine heroes. Nothing is given from any higher power. You're simply at the mercy of your own will to determine what you can and cannot accomplish. Your purpose is out of your hands. It's up to you to be able to fulfill your own destiny. And that's something that Ezio does. And even though he has questions, I think this journey he's been on and the things that he took away from the vault has a ton to do with what he ends up doing later on, but you can kind of see how his development grows from this little interaction. And of course, it doesn't fully pay off until Revelations. That's a video for another time. Either way, this ending was just mind-blowing at the time, and it still gives me chills to this day. I love the different layers to it. I love the way that Minerva looks directly into the camera as she's speaking to Desmond. She looks away from Ezio as if she knows exactly the angle through which Desmond will be watching this memory. And it's just amazing that this being 75,000 years ago was able to properly calculate the exact angle with which this interaction will take place through tons of time and predictions and calculations and whatnot. It's amazing that she was able to do so, and of course that theme of time comes back once again as she warns them that they're running out of time as she's speaking through time in Ezio's very long timed journey within the game. Time. Make sure you set your watches tonight, fellas. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, remember, leave it a nice, thick, and juicy like, and I will see you guys in the next video.